Good evening, y'all. Chief Prepper here. Let's talk about a few things. Holsters. See this one? In theory, this is a great holster. In practicality, it's still a great holster, but it lacks something. So if you look right here, see how that's flopped over? This is a drop leg holster. And what's unique about it is you can adjust the size so that you can accommodate weapons with lights. But this floppiness means that the holster will tend to stick out. Or stick out like if you got it on your leg, it'll stick out kind of like that. So I recently switched back to a holster that I originally carried in Iraq in 09-10. Everybody kind of looked at me funny. And then eventually I switched to a shoulder holster. So that's an example when I say shake your gear out. Because I've been carrying that holster that's floppy for a while because I like to have laser lights on my weapons, and most of the holsters I have won't accommodate that. So the reality is if you're down to your fucking handgun, then things are really fucking bad, just so you know. So let's talk about a few other things. I'm going to say some things, and this is maybe considered fear-mongering, but you need to understand the context. I haven't watched all of Black Scout Survivals live, but I'm going to go back and watch it. But apparently they have found an Iranian missile under the stairs in a house that was recently purchased. I don't know where. So one of the things about the people who are probably going to attack, I say probably, I don't know, they're very patient. And I've been hearing rumors for about 6 months now of October 7th or 6th, whatever that fucking day was, and Israel style attack all over the U.S. And possibly in some of the other Western countries like UK and other places. So I've been watching Patriots Day over and over and watching for things. So one of the things that the Boston Marathon bombing demonstrated was that law enforcement is woefully unprepared for belligerents, people who will disobey their orders and will literally fight back tooth and nail to the death. So now you look at how many cops were involved in that and catching them initially and killing the one that they didn't even actually kill. I guess, at least in the movie, it's depicted that his brother ran him over. All right, and then that guy, I'm going to assume he was playing like he was, but if his brother in real life was like that, his brother was the one that they caught. He was a dumbass. So you need to understand that quietly, and it was talked about on many YouTube prepping channels, I want to say 3 years ago, that many law enforcement agencies were militarized because they received MRAPs from the government. So 3 or 4 years ago this happened, maybe longer. So is that the government prepping our country for something that they know is coming? And if they know it's coming, why are they going to allow it to happen? So you need to understand that the people that don't like us, that we've openly attacked at this point, they don't have no problem taking life. So I've done videos before, and I want to say this again. I hope we have enough cowgirls and cowboys to put the fucking boots to whatever motherfucker decides to be stupid. Alright? And I hope there's enough of us to put them all down. So I do not trust people from the Middle East. They give me They make me uncomfortable because I've been around them and they've shot at me. So I think I know I've said this to some friends. I don't know if I said it on here. My dad was a Vietnam veteran. My father was a World War II POW, surviving service member. My dad hated people from Southeast Asia. He didn't mind Thais so much, but the South Vietnamese he didn't care for. The Laotians he didn't care for. And I never really understood that until I went to war in Iraq, and I felt hatred like I've never felt before, ever. Not since. And there's a reason I don't trust them. There are people who will say I'm crazy, I'm stupid, but I don't believe that they would choose Americans over their own kind. So, I mean, they don't come here and assimilate into our culture. They come here and set up their own little bullshit. They've done it all over the fucking world. So, now why am I talking about this? They need time to do whatever they're going to do. They are methodical, they are patient, and if it happens, I say if, and I say if because I hope it's if and not when, it will be lethal. So I stand by what I say. Avoid large public gatherings. And if you go, carry a go bag. At least one. I have two, one for me and one for my wife, but we're going to go somewhere in the not too distant future and have a night out. I will have a go bag with us. And that will be a long fucking walk. So having said that, it's important to be prepared to deal with stuff. And when I say this, don't be afraid to do what will need to be done if you're stuck where you have to fight. And this is going to sound fucked up, but if you don't have to fight and you can get away and you can protect your family, then get them to someplace safe and then come back. Maybe. Might be too late by then. And it's just the place we're going has armed security, so whoever's going to be there is they'll have to take that guy out first. So shake your gear out. I was going to show another holster, and I don't know where it's at. Yeah, there it is. This is a Bianchi. It holds my XD full-size pistol, not XDM or not XDS, and it will hold both my subcompact and my full-size 5-inch. But because of this hole right here and the matching one over here, I had to buy a different belt because the belts I had wouldn't fit through it. So another example of shaking gear out. I've had this holster for probably 5 months now, and I put the guns in it and tested it. They both fit and they both lock. So that's the other thing. You want to get a locking holster. See that right there? If you don't push that, then the ability to get the gun out is drastically reduced. Like they will have to really fucking tug on it, and even then it probably won't come out. And it also has the trigger down below so they can't get their finger in there and set the gun off. Get your gear, get it out, practice with it, shake it down, make sure it's going to do what you want it to do. That's really important. You don't want to be figuring this shit out when you're trying to run, or either to danger or away from danger. Right? That's the last fucking place you want to be doing the shakeout at. This is going on long enough. Just understand, and you can research it. The police departments in large metropolitan cities have received MRAPs. And I don't know how many are sitting in what's called, it's not mothballed, but they're sitting in like war stock is what I would call it. I've seen actual old war stock, but it's classified information. That in the end, the government may have a bunch of those vehicles sitting, maintained, and ready to roll, but they may not have people to drive them, or may not have soldiers to put them in there. Oh, one last thing. You can get concerned about Iran if there is a drastic number of recalls that go out for guys like me, retired chief warrant officers. Like if I just stop posting anything and it's been months, then you can expect for me to have either died or been recalled. Could be both. All right. I'm hoping I don't make the recall list, because there are things that are really wrong with me that would preclude me from doing anything. Like I can't even stand up straight for more than about 15-20 minutes because goddamn leg goes to sleep. So I would like to think that some dickhead would do a medical review of my file and like, nope. Having said that, I know I kept talking. If we're fighting here, nobody's exempt. Everybody's gonna work, including the white collar fuckers, the blue collars, the middle class, women, young boys, young girls. Everyone will have to fight, and it will not be any fun. Information is knowledge and power. Live a little, prep a lot, share love. G Prepper out.